And praises to the Most High and His Son Yahushua. We are the Battle Axes of the Most High coming into you on a Monday night class to get edified in the Lord's name. Uh, Name of the class called Preparing for the Atonement, man.
Sure.
It's preparing for the atonement, man. That's a heavy thing because there's so much stuff that we got to deal with our own personal stuff, our own personal person. You got to be dealing with it, man. You know, brother, sister need to get themselves a checklist of things that you need to be thinking that you need to atone for.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? My main thing I was doing today, I was
What's
trying to
up?
give me a checklist, but it'd be good for brother sister to have it. Keep
Yeah.
your checklist of stuff that you want to atone for, but then uh, also not trying to atone for the same thing over and over again.
Sure.
Shalom, shalom, Akim, shalom,
Shalom.
Abraham,
Shalom. Okay.
mm,
Sure.
shalom, shalom.
Good
Uh,
to see y'all.
Hebrew, House of B Hood, Moses, the messenger, shalom. Like you say, going into getting our spirit together for the day of atonement. I say, especially when brother and sister, when we thinking about how the atonement goes, man. The thing is when you fasting and praying for to get spirits off of you, the atonement for brothers and sisters should be it should be elevated fast.
Yeah.
It should be a fast like none other, right?
Sure.
Something that we need to be thinking about. Go to Leviticus chapter 23.
All right.
Man, you're gonna start at verse 26.
26. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Leviticus chapter 23 and 20. Yeah. Chapter 23, verse 26. And the
Mm-hmm.
Lord spake unto Moses, saying, so on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall
Mm-hmm.
be of atonement. It
Mm-hmm.
shall be a holy convocation unto you. And ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
So the Lord said we should be afflicting our souls. Now we know we're not doing an offering made by fire, but according to what's this, Sirach 40 something, 43, might got it wrong. According to I know which side the page is on. I know that. It's close to Sirach 35. We don't do the atonements. We don't do the sacrifices and things anymore, right?
Sure.
You got to think. You got to think also. The Lord was preparing us to get to do away with those sacrifices way before Christ came. Because you got to think in the book of Sirach, this was written way before Christ came,
Yeah,
right?
35. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Sirach 35, yeah.
Sure.
So we got to be thinking about this. If you jump up to verse 23, you'll see that we have been. It goes in order. So that's how to help brothers and sisters out, especially when you want to get the understanding of how feast days go. You should you should revert back to Leviticus chapter 23. Leviticus chapter 23, so like it helps us go into how the feast days go. The reason why the first feast day that it goes into when you read the Leviticus chapter 23, the first feast day it goes into is the Sabbath day. Because the Sabbath day was the first feast we had for the world. This was
Sure.
God's feast that he had, right? Meaning This was a rest day from the beginning. The Sabbath day has always been a rest day. Now all of a sudden, the Sabbath day ain't a rest no more, right? So as you go through the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, you see your Passover. Then the next high holy day, you see your first fruits. All these things should be coinciding to it. Pentecost, Memorial blowing a trumpet, the Day of Atonement, Tabernacles right behind it. Those things like they go in the order, man. Right? But let's read on this Leviticus chapter 23. There's something in here that I want to go through. But let's read on.
Verse 28. Shall do no work in
Mm,
that same day,
right?
for it is a day of atonement to
Mm-hmm.
make an atonement for you, the Lord your God.
So you see how the Day of Atonement goes. The Day of Atonement is an atonement for you. It ain't say for you and your spouse, or you atoning for your own self. All right.
Con,
And this is why it's got to be important that brothers and sisters get this, man. Because that Day of Atonement, uh, it helps shaping the next 6 months of your other year. You gotta think about it. First 6 months, the first month of the year is what the going through this is the Passover during that month. You got all them months right there. Then you think about it, on the 7th month, you got all the rest of those months from the beginning to the end of the year. That's the halfway point of the year. All right. So to get your spirit right back right for Passover. And we got to be putting checks and balances on ourselves, man. Right? Trying to make sure that we uh fasting, trying to make sure that we praying, trying to make sure we get them arms up, because that's an important thing, believe it or not. Because these are the part of the journey that the Lord expecting us to go through. But this is a part of the thing that the Lord expecting us to have understanding about too. Go to Tobit chapter 4, right quick. Shalom, shalom. So the Genesis.
all right. Come at Tobit 4.
Let me get there with you. We're gonna start at
No
verse
problem.
start at verse 6.
Con, the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 6.
Mm.
Thou deal truly, thy doings shall prosperly succeed.
So the Lord said, if you deal truly, your prosperous shall succeed, man. I mean, you will make it, man. All right. So, read on.
Con, I'm going to read 6 from the top because I should have said to thee. If thou deal truly, thy doings shall prosperly succeed
Thou
thee.
thou dealings, thou deal, if thou deal truly, thou doing shall prosperly succeed to thee. I mean, if you doing good, what's the old saying say? If you do bad, bad follow you. You do good, good follow you.
Con,
Right. But read on.
and to all them that live justly.
And so this is what we striving to be, striving to live justly. Right. Read on.
Verse 7. Give alms thy substance,
Mm-hmm.
and when thou givest alms, let
Right.
not thy eye be envious, neither
Read.
turn thy face from any poor, and the face of God shall not be turned away from thee.
So this is what we getting at, man. Right. How we want the Lord to fight for us in our times, man. Right. But it's got more on there, man. Let's read.
Good. Verse 8. If thou hast abundance, alms accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
If thou have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little.
So like the Lord say, if you ain't got no but a little, don't be afraid to give a little that you got.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got
Like
if
the
you
widow.
if you got more, the Lord said you can give more. I mean, that's just something that the Lord allowing, right?
Uh,
What we at? Verse 10. No, what we at? Verse 9.
verse 9. For
All right.
thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity.
What precept is that?
Um, lay up thy in heaven, where neither moth nor rust can rot.
What precept is it? You quoted it. Everybody can
Uh,
quote it. Write that
as a
down.
matter, it's like Matthew. Dang,
Yeah,
I drew a blank.
Matthew 6. Write that down beside that
Yeah,
in verse 19. Make sure you have that precept down beside that.
good. And I would say the one before that was the story of the widow who gave the 2 pence.
Yeah,
That's all she had left.
but
A little cake for the prophet.
the thing is, if I'd have asked you that precept, you probably would have got that right. It's about catching them off guard, huh?
Yeah, but I didn't. I had the Tobit 12 written next to verse 8, but I just thought about when it said, "But you, when you don't be afraid to give a little," and the Lord was testing her faith when she
Yeah,
made that cake with all left.
yeah. But let's read on verse 10. That
Con,
precept out about.
con, verse because that alms do deliver from death
Mm-hmm.
and suffer to come into darkness.
Because this is what brothers need to be striving to give for. You do these things because you want to get away from the darkness, right? You won't
Mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna tell you something. No matter how you feel, every day in the truth don't feel good.
Con,
Every day you wake up, you not in just the happiest spirit, and you not just feeling all peachy just because you
con,
woke up. Some of them days you wake up, you might be disgruntled in the mud, and you will want the Lord to have grace on you. All right,
con.
let's read on verse 11.
Verse 11. For alms is a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High.
All right, jump over to chapter 12 and verse 8.
Alright.
Tobit chapter 12, verse 8.
The book of Tobit, chapter 12, verse 8. Prayer is good with fasting and alms and righteousness.
So he said, prayer is good with fasting and alms and righteousness. All four of those things go one and the same. Why you think in Matthew chapter 6 Christ was breaking down that's why Christ was breaking down prayer in Matthew chapter 6. He was breaking down alms and he was breaking down fasting. And these were the righteousness that Christ was speaking in Matthew chapter 6, right? Because these are
Uh,
things that help us grow in this truth. That's why when you try to learn to atone for different things and you trying to learn to grow in this truth, you got to know what you atoning for. Sometimes people don't know that what they atoning for. They just go through a day of atonement, don't know what you're atoning for. Oh, I'm just gonna go through a day of atonement, man. Well, what you atoning for?
con,
All right.
con,
Well, let's read on.
verse,
Eight from the top.
yeah, 8 from the top. The book of Tobit, chapter 12, verse 8 from the top.
Mm-hmm.
Prayer is good with fasting and
Mm-hmm.
alms and righteousness. A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness.
Right, read on.
It is better to give alms than to lay up gold.
So it said better give alms and lay up gold. Meaning what? It's better to give alms, pray, and fast. All these three go one and the same. And he said these, and the Lord even compare alms to you like a person laying up gold. Meaning like a person just simply you want to be a saveaholic, but you don't give no alms, right? But let's read
Con,
on. Watch this though.
con. Verse 9. Alms do deliver from death,
Right? That's the same
and
thing
shall
we was
first.
reading. Hold on, that's the same thing we was reading just a second ago. How alms deliver you from death. It don't mean this that I'm gonna give alms and now I can't die. That don't mean that.
Con,
So you mess around and you'll wake up and lift your eyes up in hell. You get a you
sound
can
like a rich man.
for real, right? But let's read
Con,
on.
9 from the top. For alms do deliver from death, and shall
Mm-hmm.
purge away sin.
And purge away
Those
all
that
sin.
those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life.
Right. So guess what? When you looking at reason why Tobit going through this and Tobit's explaining this because Tobit was doing what?
He was going through it.
No, because Tobit gave much alms. How did he give?
Oh well,
How did he give much alms? Tobit Tobit. He was a mortician, meaning give me more than just a mortician, because that's too broad of a statement.
um, he went around and basically provided burial services for our people.
No,
So
basically,
he was
basically during the Assyrian captivity, basically what was happening is that they was killing our people and throwing them over the wall. And our custom is for to do what? To gather our people and bury
mm-hmm.
them. And that's what Tobit was doing. And his job was to make sure his job, the Lord put it in his spirit to make sure that our people wasn't laying up all night or laying up for 2 or 3 days. He would go up in there and he would grab their bodies and he would bury them, man. Right?
Come,
Let's let's go to chapter 1. Tobit chapter 1.
uh,
Yeah,
any
we're gonna
particular verse to start off?
no, we're gonna start at verse 13. We're gonna show you how Tobit got down.
The book of Tobit, chapter 1, verse 13. And the Most High gave me peace
Mm-hmm.
and favor before Enemessar, so
Mm-hmm.
that was his purveyor.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Medea and left
Media.
in trust,
He went to media and left in trust. Read.
and left in and left left at trust with Gabriel, the brother of Gabrius, at Rages, the city of Media. Talents of silver.
Uh-huh.
Now, when Enemessar was dead, let's see, Senherab, the son of, reigned in his stead,
Mm-hmm.
whose state was troubled that I could not go into Media.
So he basically the state was in trouble. Why? Because now they wouldn't let they was killing Israelites. That's why I say the state was in trouble because they was literally killing Israelites. And this is going to explain it. Watch this read.
Con. Now, and in the time of Enemessar, I gave many alms to my brethren,
Mm-hmm.
and gave my bread to the hungry.
So you see how he said I gave one minute in a time of trouble. He gave because Tobit had a lot of substance, but he gave alms to the brothers and he will feed people, right? But read on.
And my clothes to the naked.
Mm-hmm.
And if I find any of my nation dead, or cast about the walls of Nineveh,
So when he seen our people outside Nineveh that was dead, he'll grab them up and he buried them. He wasn't just a mortician; he would bury it out. He would literally go bury our people, right? Verse 18.
verse 18. And if the king Sennacherib
Sennacherib.
had slain any when he was come and fled from Judah, I
Mm,
buried him privily.
Privately
For in
read.
his for in his wrath he killed many,
Mm-hmm.
and the bodies were found when they were sought for of the king.
So when they went, so after Sennacherib used to go by killing our people, Tobit would do what? He'll go grab the bodies and he'll go bury them, and they'll be trying to look for the bodies to see where the bodies is, but the bodies were gone because Tobit was doing their work, man.
God. Because
So
they couldn't
this
sit out there overnight, right?
no, they couldn't sit
Based
out
on
overnight.
custom.
This was not
God.
our custom. So this is why this is why Tobit was Tobit was putting that work in there, man.
God.
All right. He was literally in there putting that work in, man, making sure that our people was accommodated, man. Make sure our people was cool. Because no matter what, God's laws stand first. Right? And this is how you say, thinking about how our forefathers do. All these things right here, like you say, they go one and the same when you doing your praying, when you go in your fasting, and when you give alms. All these things go one and the same. Especially
Con,
when you bunching uh thinking about the Day of Atonement, right? I'm gonna show you something right quick. If you go into the book of Hebrews. Go to the book of Hebrews. Uh, go to the book of Hebrews. Mm, 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 mm. I don't know where I really want to start. Go to Hebrews chapter 7.
all right,
We'll start at verse 26.
26. All right.
Mm,
Okay, Hebrews chapter 7, verse 26. For such an high priest became us,
mm-hmm,
who is holy,
mm-hmm.
harmless, undefiled,
Right.
separate from sin,
Read.
separate from sinners, and made higher than the heavens.
They made higher than the heavens. This is going into Christ, right? But watch how I
Huh.
read.
Who needeth not daily as those high priests to offer up sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
first his own sins,
First for his own sins, read.
and then for the
Right.
for this he did once when he offered up himself.
So this is what Christ did. He said he did it once. The law that they represent in is Leviticus chapter 16,
16 and
right?
6. Yeah.
This is the law that is referencing in, right? That they had to give atonement for themselves first to make sure they was good, and then they can give atonement for the people, right?
God.
This is why Christ came back and tried to redeem us out of these things, man. Right?
God.
That's why when you doing the Day of Atonement, we got to make sure that we locked in with this thing, man. Because this thing is like Day of Atonement is like considered a high holy day too. All right.
God.
It's a gathering, but we just not eating. All right. Verse 28.
28. God. For the law maketh which
Mm-hmm.
have infirmity,
Right.
but the word of the oath which was since the law maketh the Son who is consecrated forevermore.
All right. So making Christ that Christ consecrated, that's what meaning Christ being holy, holy than holy, right? Making
God.
himself uh uh separate above all high priests, man. Right? Put a
God.
distinction between him and all the rest of the high priests, man. Right? That's why when you think about getting ourselves together in on the Day of Atonement, it's just all about the cleansing of the spirit, man.
God.
This is what the Day of Atonement is set up for. Because we want to make sure that our spirits is getting cleansed, right? We say we walk as Christ, but when we read about Christ, a lot of Christians, it don't make no sense because of what they can't they don't want to follow the Bible. They rather follow what my pastor said. My
God.
pastor said this and my pastor did that, right? And these are things right here that makes it hard for brothers to even have a conversation with these Christians, man, or have a conversation with these people that's in religion. Religio meaning separate, to separate, to divide and conquer, man. And they've been
God.
dividing and conquering us for years, man. Right?
God.
They've been dividing and conquering us for years, man. Right? I go back to Leviticus chapter 23. I want to read to verse 32 on it.
book of Leviticus 23. You said verse 32.
Just 32.
God, the book of
Mm-hmm.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 32. It shall be unto you a rest,
Mm-hmm.
and ye shall afflict your souls in the ninth of the month at even. From even unto even shall celebrate your Sabbath.
I know a lot of time. I know I done seen people thinking that they you supposed to do the Day of Atonement for 2 days. No 2 days. No 2 days.
God,
It ain't say days of atonement. It said day, not days.
you got some extra afflicting to do, huh?
But hey, it ain't gonna make no difference
God,
because when the Lord tell you to do it one way, you do it another way. I don't care how many extra you can think you do. This is what people fail to realize about this truth. This is a thinking man game. When the Lord tell you to do something, I don't care how much extra you thinking you doing. I'm gonna do this extra. That's how people get their asses in trouble.
yeah.
That's how people you want to do all when you go doing extra.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the example of somebody that
Oh,
try to do somebody that try
Saul,
to do extra? It's
he
Saul.
didn't wait on Samuel. He was supposed to go put that offering
No,
up to Samuel.
no, 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 no. He doing extra. Stick to the point. He
But that's
doing
what I'm saying. He
listen,
told him not to go do the offering. Wait for him, right?
but no, listen to the point. The Lord told Saul to kill everything.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's why I say
Yeah.
stick to the point. Well, I'm here. The Lord told Saul to do what? Kill everything. What did Saul do? Took the spoil. I did this, and I did this, and I did this. Go to First Samuel chapter 15. This is a first. This is a perfect example of somebody that's doing too much. Because this is how we get ourselves in trouble in the truth. We don't have brothers and sisters, we do too much. Like sometimes you literally do too much. Like you put on too much that you don't even have to do. The book of First Samuel chapter 15, start at verse 2.
The book of Samuel, chapter 15, verse 2. Thus
Mm-hmm.
said the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel,
Mm-hmm.
and wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt.
What was Amalek doing when he came up from Egypt? I'm gonna see how much history you got. What was Amalek doing?
He was sitting out there waiting in the cut for us to come, and he started attacking us from the our weak point from the back, where the older and the children was, which
Yeah.
is in this 17, 14 through 16.
I always like that Leviticus, not Leviticus, that Deuteronomy 25. Because it
Yeah,
kind of go a little bit
that's a
more
good one too.
detail. Right? Let's touch it right quick, man. It's gonna read on it.
I'm gonna add that one. Deuteronomy 25.
Yeah. This is 17 through 19. Bro, that mug heavy, man. Because the Lord literally, that's why right now, man, if you think these small, when our people making a league with these small heads, man, the Lord ain't pleased with that, man.
Come. So you want
Deuteronomy,
the so you want the Deuteronomy?
give me the Deuteronomy.
Come.
Because it's something in that mug that I really, really want. It's one point that's so heavy about this mug, man.
Yeah, that's when they told us, nah, we gotta walk around and go some other ways. I remember that. All right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, 17.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what Amalek did unto thee, by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt,
Right, Reed?
how he met thee by the way, and smote hindmost part, the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou was faint and weary, and he feared not
You see that, man?
God.
Right? Read on.
God. 19. Therefore it shall be when the Lord thy God given thee rest from all thy enemies round about,
Mm-hmm.
and which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou
Mm-hmm.
shalt not forget it.
You see this? This was a law. This is why the Lord was so mad at Saul, because it's literally was a law that the Lord said, "Don't you forget this."
Done,
The Lord said, "Do not forget it."
done.
So you just
So
can't. So you just
that's crazy.
can't. So you just can't then just take and do what you want to do after the Lord made a decree on this.
And I just thought about something, right? They wanna when they have our people trying to love on them and feel mites, it's a lot of said don't forget that, bro.
Though
So
it's telling you
you transgressing like a mud when you
that's the
having
reason why.
pity on them.
That's the reason why I tell you when we making a league with the small heads, like when people giving in to their gifts and giving. No, the Lord said, "Don't forget this."
Con,
This is the whole point. The Lord said, "Never forget this." Never.
con,
He said,
thou
"Thou
shalt.
shalt not forget it." Plain,
Con,
right?
con,
So we go back to First Samuel chapter 15, right? And the
con.
Lord said, "Don't forget it, man." Like, so the Lord said, "Don't forget it." That means, guess what? When if He send you over there to you think I'm gonna tell you something. You think the 144,000, or you think Christ gonna forget that thing, man?
Nope, not at all.
But come on, man. Let's
That's what
verse
that's what Moses is his.
verse 3.
Con. Verse 3. First Samuel chapter 15, verse 3. Now go and smite Amalek and
Mm-hmm.
utterly destroy all that they have, and
Mm-hmm.
spare them, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, and ass.
So this is the Lord told us even to kill their animals, man.
Uh,
Remember this, right? Verse 5,
verse 5. And Saul came to a Amalek and laid wait in the valley.
right?
Saul said unto the Kenites, Go, the, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with.
Right?
For ye shewed kindness to all the children of Israel when
Mm-hmm.
they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites parted from among the Amalekites,
Right? Read.
and so the Amalekites from, let's see, Havilah until thou comest to Shur,
Right, read
that
on.
is over against Egypt.
Right. So that mean he slew their ass from the rooty to the tootie. Right? But read on. Watch this.
God. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
Verse 9.
But Saul and the people spared Agag, and the best sheep, and of the oxen, and of the fatling, and of the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them.
See?
But
Hold on. Hold on. This is why you said, like, when you be in the truth, you can do too much. Well, okay, I got a law saying that we supposed to sacrifice this to the Lord, but if the Lord telling you not to do something, the Lord is not going to get up off his throne, right? He ain't saying it not to, saying, telling us not at this time not to sacrifice. He said, I don't want that sacrifice, right? He's not saying that he don't want the sacrifice at the time. No, that sacrifice right there ain't what the Lord wants, right? So after this, Samuel started rebuking him, this and that, this and that. Jump down to verse 21.
Verse 21. But the people took of the spoil, sheep, oxen, the chief of things,
Mm.
which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God in Gilgal.
You see what I'm saying? This is what they thought they
Mhm.
supposed to be got the best of the best to sacrifice. The Lord never told them to do that.
Con,
Because what they doing now, they harken upon what the law did. You supposed to give your first. Your first was when the Lord gave you an order, then you didn't and you carried it out. That was your first. You can't then go above what the Lord tell you to do, man. Right? And a lot of our people they get this thing wrong, man, because the Lord literally put out a decree. That's what you gonna have to do.
mhm,
If he say kill everything, if he tell Bruce to go in there kill everything, dogs,
everything.
cats, roaches, everything. What are you supposed to do?
Burn it
You
down.
think you think the Lord gonna accept this sacrifice? No, sacrifice is not going to be accepted, man. All right, but let's read on. Watch this.
Con. Verse 22. And Samuel said, have the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings, sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of the Lord?
Mm-hmm.
To obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than that of rams.
So this is Samuel getting down on him, man.
Mm,
Because guess what? He know just like at this time they were sacrificing, but the Lord said his obedience when he telling you to do something. This is what the Lord. You got to be obedient, man. Right? Verse 23.
verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft,
Uh-huh.
and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
Right.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he have
Mm-hmm.
also rejected thee from being king.
Right. So that's what like you say. Sometimes sometimes we get caught up and we be doing too much, man. Being the truth doing way too much, man. All right. And this is right. This is how we uh get our minds wrapped around the things that the Lord expecting us to do in this truth.
Sure.
Stop
Yeah, I
doing
want to
so
go
much,
find
man.
Battle Lord.
Right, hold your
That's
peace for a
crazy.
second, right quick. Just kind of throw my thought off a little bit. Why ain't this song? All my incense gone. Not all of them, but But dang, what I was finna say. Uh, I forget what I was finna say. Read verse 23 again.
Verse 23. For rebellion is the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as the iniquity and idolatry.
Right. Read on.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he have also rejected thee from being king.
Right. So the Lord said this, and this is how the Lord reject us from growth, man. All right. Go to Isaiah chapter 1, verse 18.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 18. Come now and let us reason together with the Lord.
Uh-huh.
Though your sins be as scarlet, they
Uh-huh.
shall be as white as snow.
Right.
Though they be like crimson, they
Uh-huh.
shall be as wool.
Right. So you saying like even if a person that ain't got themselves all together, right? He said your
Hmm.
sins can become pure. How can your sins become pure? Verse 19.
Verse 19. If ye be willing to, if ye be willing and obedient, eat the good of the land.
That's all they had to do. Just be willing and obedient. Right? This is what the Lord requiring us, man. Shalom, Officer Berakaya, Sister Mary Houston. Shalom. And shalom to all the brothers and sisters in chat that I didn't shout out, man. All right. Shalom to all the brothers and sisters that's in the chat that I didn't shout out. But the Lord said, if you be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land. You sometimes we don't wait on the Lord to give us the good. Sometimes we go get our own good, and it ain't good for the Lord, right? Sometimes we can go be above something, and it ain't good, right? Verse 20.
Verse 20. But if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
For the mouth of the Lord have spoken it.
And this is the same thing what happened to Saul, man. That man had to fall on his sword, man. Right?
Mhm.
He had to fall on his sword, man. Thinking about how, just like you in this truth, like I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times, even in I know, like you say, brothers are gonna be pulling a lot of scriptures, man. Like especially uh coming up towards Day of Atonement and coming up to a memorial blowing trumpet. These should be classes that brothers should be bringing out, right? These are the classes that brothers should be preparing themselves and strengthening themselves, uh, so we could be able to have, man, because those classes are needed. Just like how when you was in the world, they do that, and we bring this analogy up all the time. When you was in the world, they and when you kind of Christmas time coming, man, every movie on TV is Christmas, right?
Come.
What about Thanksgiving? Every movie on TV is Thanksgiving, right?
Yep.
So what do you think our class should be? Because the same way that we was taught, we got to be repetitive. You got to pump it in brothers and sisters' head. You got to keep pushing it because these things is to help ground us, man. Right? Things to help ground us. What I wanted, eh, what I wanted. It's not in Galatians. Go to Shalaki, man. Shalaskis. Who say it is Shalaskis? Go to the book of Matthew, chapter 6, right quick.
Okay.
Uh, uh, Matthew chapter 6, start at verse 16.
God. The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 16. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance,
Mm-hmm.
for they
Yeah.
disfigure their faces,
Mm.
that they may appear men to fast.
Right. So, like the Lord said, man, don't be as a hypocrite, kind of. You walk around, want to look for somebody, look for sympathy from somebody. Oh, I'm fasting. They're gonna be your reward, man. That little
Mm-hmm.
sympathy you got right there is all the reward you get. So you basically just fasted for nothing because you ain't prospered nothing in your fast, right? But
God.
let's and guess what? That's something I know I be trying to, what I'm saying, trying to talk to brothers and sisters, but that's something you need to be telling them children, right? But we know the grown folk complain and murmur, but it's something we need to tell our children. Don't get on today. Talk to them. Don't get to today and start complaining. Who this fast? I can't wait till it's over. Who this? No, no, no. Don't get to doing that one. All right. Let's read on.
God. That they may appear unto men to fast.
Uh-huh.
Verily I say unto you,
What the
they
Lord
have
say?
their
The Lord said it's their reward. Boy, look at it. Say cometh immediately. Right? That's crazy.
That's cool. Believe right before they burn.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Verse 17.
Verse 17. But thou, when thou fast, anoint anoint thy head, and wash thy face.
Meaning what? Get up and do your regular daily routine.
God,
uh-huh.
you can't hear. Let on the
Uh,
chisel
right?
because give me the word. It sounds
Yeah, for real. Verse 18.
verse 18 that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy father which is in secret.
Mm-hmm.
Thy father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly.
Right. See, I look here, I bet you but then put nothing else in there. You see Officer Bearcott, well, he on it. Like, give me the word.
God,
Right? Folks get tired of people playing around, man. Let's go to
yeah,
Isaiah chapter 58, man. See what they say.
God. The book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and what,
Start
verse
verse 3.
3?
Yep.
Yeah, God. The book chapter 58, verse 3. When thou hast Slakia, wherefore have we fasted,
Mm-hmm.
say they, and see us not.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
Behold, of your fast ye shall find pleasure, and exact all your labors.
Right, read on.
Behold, as for strife and debate,
So when you
and
fasting, hold on. So when you fasting, that's why you got to make sure that you fasting for the right thing. Because it says when you getting pleasure, when there's pleasure in the middle of this thing, it's no affliction going on. Well, you better be checking your spirit, man. You need to be
mhm,
checking your spirit, man. Right? It said, Behold, ye fast for strife and debate. Because that means another spirit then comes up on brothers and sisters. I hope brothers and sisters pay attention. Right? He said, You fast for
God,
strife and debate. Read.
and to smite with the fist of wickedness.
Uh-huh.
Ye shall not fast as ye do this day, to
Hmm.
make your voice to be heard on high.
This is why Christ was talking about this in Matthew chapter 6,
Hmm.
right? Because you're gonna be verily, verily, I say you have your reward, right?
God,
This is what Christ is talking about, man. But read on.
God. Verse 5. Is it such a fast that I have chosen,
Mm-hmm.
a day for a man to afflict his soul?
Read.
To, is it to bow down his head as a burlish, as
Bull
a bull,
rush. Yeah.
and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him?
Mm-hmm.
Wilt thou call a fast and an acceptable day unto the Lord?
Right, read.
Is not this the fast that I have chosen? To loose the bands of wickedness, to
Mm-hmm.
undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke.
So guess what? This is what we need. This is now we seeing how we need to wrap our mind around these fasts, especially this day going into the Day of Atonement, right? Because guess what? We want to loose those bands of wickedness, right? We want to
Uh,
loose those heavy burdens off of us. Guess what, man? This world, man, I'm gonna tell you something. If you not feeling captivity right now, then you ain't, I don't know what word you're living in, especially being an Israelite, right? Watch this.
God,
Read on. It's got some more in there. Read on.
God. Verse 7. Is
Mm-hmm.
it not to deal thy bread to, and that thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house?
Right, read.
When thou seest that thou cover him,
Mm.
and that thou hide not thyself from thy own flesh.
Right. So guess what? What do you think? What do you think? It's the reason why we read about Tobit,
God,
right? What do you think Tobit was doing? That's why I say prayer, fasting, and alms go one and the same,
God.
right? These is why prayer, fasting, and alms go one and the same, according to Tobit chapter 12, right? Because we seen how these things do, right? But watch out, there's some more on this. Watch this.
God, verse 8. Then shall light break forth as the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and thy help shall spring forth speedily,
Mm-hmm.
and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The
Mm-hmm.
glory of the Lord shall be thy reward.
So guess what? Meaning what? You'll go through that fast starting in the evening. You'll go through that fast. Shalom, shalom. All the brothers and sisters in the chat, man. So it meaning you'll go through that fast, and you go into that fast, and the affliction come. Then the daylight comes. The very next day come. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So in the very next day, what the Lord say? Anoint your head, wash your
God.
face. Right. Meaning going about your day. Right.
Yep.
Shalom, Captain Benaniyah in the building, man. Right. So the Lord said,
Shalom.
no. And so the Lord tell us to try to, like you say, go about your day when you fasting, man. Especially like on the big one, right?
God.
Don't be going out and oh, what you doing today, brother? Oh man, shoot, we fasting, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Come on, sister. All right. It's not to be heard, your voice heard on high, man. Right?
God.
But watch it, let's read on. There's a little more on this. Let's read it.
God. And thy health shall spring forth speedily.
Right?
Thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord shall be thy reward.
And the glory, meaning what? The Lord will reward you openly,
God.
right? That means you fast and you pray in secretly, and the Lord rewards you openly, right? Going into the same thing Matthew chapter 6 is touching on, right? Verse 9.
Verse 9. Then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer.
Man, you
Thou
see,
shalt cry.
hold on. And that's what makes it so heavy. When you fasting, trying to get those spirits off of you, when you fasting, trying to afflict yourself for this a day of atonement, when you fasting and trying to get your soul, a your prayers answered, right? Trying to get your spirit fed. Guess what? When you call upon the Lord, now the Lord is hearing you, right? Read.
God. And and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord shall be thy reward.
Mm-hmm.
And when thou shalt call, and the Lord shall answer, thou
Mm-hmm.
shalt cry, and he shall say, Here I am.
Mm-hmm.
If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger,
Mm-hmm.
and speaking vanity.
Right. So this
And
is this is this is why the spirits got to be this is why it got to be resonated in our spirits, especially when we going into our to the day of atonement fast.
God,
Right? Because these are the things, that's why, man, look, when you atoning for your sins and you atoning for these things, brothers and sisters got to make sure that we understand on how look, when you going into a fast, do you think you're supposed to be going in there, oh man, this and that, and going into a malice point, or do you think it's time to be an adult about things? Do you think it's time to be full grown in the scriptures about things, or should we go up in here? I ain't trying to make brothers and sisters seem not to be holier than thou, but you gonna have to start making sure that you separate yourself from those ways. And I hope brothers and sisters can receive that, man. Like the conversation, all of this should be changing, especially on the Day of Atonement, right? How can we ward those spirits out and we giving an avenue for those spirits to come in, right? Not even just for, like you say, for the putting forth. I mean, like to put the blame on this person, blame on that person. No, look within yourself, because when you fasting for what? Yourself.
God,
Ain't another person. Guess what? oh, I got out the truth because of him. No, and I got out the truth because of her. No, nobody can get out the truth because of their own self, man. And nobody can stay in the truth, nothing but for their own self. You in the truth for you. You you not you if a wife had a husband, she is not in the truth for her husband. She is in the truth for herself. Right?
Con,
And if a husband had a wife, he's not in the truth for his wife, he's in the truth for himself. That's why you can't, that's why the Lord said putting forth the fourth of the finger, meaning pointing the finger at this. No, this is not a fast when you point the finger. No, look within yourself the things that you need to change. Right? And this is the thing that we need to, because the Lord called those things vanity. And he said, in speaking vanity, right? This is what our God expecting us to do. He expecting us to get our thing in order, man. He don't expect us to when he telling us something, and all of a sudden we just go our own way and do what we want to. No, that ain't how that go.
con. Can you hear
And
me
then,
out?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Now one of my earbuds had done died. I was still him.
Oh yeah. Let me say, uh, no, it's on that first. Salaki. Let me get that right quick. Let me get that.
What you looking for?
Uh, watch this.
What the,
Huh?
the song? I thought it was saying that Psalms 119 and 50.
No, what I look. Uh, that's it. First, First Corinthians 10.
1 Corinthians 10. Con.
Mm-hmm. Start at verse. Start at verse 9.
Con. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 9. Neither
Mm-hmm.
let us tempt Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them also tempted and were
Mm.
destroyed.
Right. So you already know what they're going in the Numbers chapter 21.
21 and 6.
But like you say, that's why when you going into these fasts, that's why you get it's time for you to build your. This ain't no tempting, right? This is time to get yourself in order, right? Read on.
Con. Verse 10. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were
Mm-hmm.
destroyed of the destroyer.
Right? Meaning what, man? Like these things do make an example, right?
Con.
Read on.
Now all these things happened unto them for examples.
For like you see these things, they happen
Con.
because for an example, right? Read.
And they are written for ab- admission
Yeah.
upon
Yeah. Go ahead.
upon whom the ends of the world are come.
Right. So meaning what? These things are written just like Romans 15 and 14. And things are written aforetime, written for our learning. Right.
It's admonition. I said that wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
But read
lucky.
on.
Verse 12. Wherefore let him that think he standeth take heed lest he fall.
That's why the Lord says, "Let him that standeth." You got to take heed, man. We got to take heed of these examples, man. Right. You don't want to go like you say too much to the left or to the right, man. Right. You're still on the straight and narrow path, man. They ain't saying like a brother and sister can't fall, but you get up and get right back on the path, right?
God.
But read on, not.
God. Verse 13. There have
Mm-hmm.
temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
Mm-hmm.
But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able,
Mm-hmm.
but will with the temptation also make a way to escape,
For what?
that ye may be able to bear it.
And the Lord do that thing so you can make sure that we all can bear these things, man.
And that's
This
real love.
and this is the perfect example of the real love, man.
Con.
Like I said, I just kind of want to touch into that right quick, man. So we could kind of just build on that thing going into the Day of Atonement coming up, the Memorial blowing the trumpet coming up. Right? Just wanted to kind of touch on to that thing, man. Right?
Con.
Hopefully that brothers should be able to, like you say, these our holy days coming up. So brothers should be tapping into these classes, man. Right? All these things to help build these spirits up, man. Leading into all our feast days that's coming through. Right? Coming, I remember you said. That's right. All praise to the Most High, and that's how we do.
Mm.
That's how you supposed to do. All right. Uh, Said follow God, law, statutes, and commandments, man. Thank you, brother, sister, tuning in. Y'all like y'all should be. Y'all help us push this truth around the four corners of the earth. I reach my hour of power, man. I got it. Get ready to get on this road in a minute, man. So, uh,
Con.
get your brothers, sisters on the next round. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let's read that Leviticus chapter 23 and verse
Con.
23 through 25. This is the next high holy day coming up, so we got to check it out. When you get
Con.
to read it.
And you said 23 through 25.
Yeah.
All right. 23, verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the shall ye have a Sabbath, memorial of blowing of trumpets.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall do no servile work, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
And with that, we give our honor and praise to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shah. You say y'all like y'all share the video. Y'all help us push this truth around the four corners of the earth. Thank y'all, brothers and sisters, for tuning in. Hope y'all week will go good. And this what you say, manifesting a good week. Oh,
Con.
we need some good weeks and some good days, man. And, hey, keep them prayers flowing, man, and keep the prayers flowing, and keep the fasts going. And like you say, man, keep putting them arms in and keep building that spirit up, man. All
Con.
right. With that, we give our honor and praise to the Most High and Son Yahweh Shah. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.